my mother was a fierce, angry, determined change agent.
Right.
And she couldn't tolerate those voices of those mothers saying to her, there's nothing for my kid. She'd heard it in her own mother, saying there's nothing for your sister.
Yeah.
She'd heard it and she just couldn't stand it. And so I don't know that she was compelled so much by ideas as by the raw emotional empathy that comes from feeling.
Well, it was personal, and the reality is, in so many aspects of life, it takes that personal motivation and personal connection to really spur action.
I think that's true. She made it political because she was smart. She did not want it to seem as though it was a family cause. So she invited the president to create a panel. That panel created a series of recommendations that created the broad research enterprise in the federal government to try to understand intellectual disability. It also created the foundations for a primary mental health agenda, creation of mental health centers. Which, I mean, some of the most sweeping political changes in the country under the radar took place because that initial panel
breadcrumbs all the way back to that. Yeah. Well, you know, your mother, Eunice Shriver, was one for the books. I mean, we knew this and we know this, but to hear the story of the creation of the Special Olympics, and I want to go there next, how we get from Camp Shriver to something more formal. Not nearly enough credit given, right? Not nearly enough acknowledgement given,
she grew up in a time when the women weren't the story, the boys were. She grew up in a time when intellectual disability wasn't the story. There were other bigger social change agendas. She grew up in a time when almost everything she cared about, almost no one else did. Yeah. And she didn't give a damn.
Right, she just did it anyway.